All right. So if you can believe it or not, we've just finished up the first half of the year. And so one of the things that I personally do and that I do with my teams and with my clients is have them evaluate where they're at right now. So again, I'm bringing up this topic of clarity, right? So getting clear about where you are at this point in the year and then what it would take to win the rest of the year. What would that look like? If you were to say, hey, this year was a success, if I did A, B, and C, and then what you really want to do then is say, okay, so if that is what, winning looks like to me, you're then reverse engineering that. You're saying, okay, what then does, if I'm breaking it down into smaller pieces in the next 6 months, what does winning each month look like, with the end goal in mind? Then what does each week look like? What does each day look like? Because then you've got a reference point. So for example, if your morning goes off the rails, you can then be thinking about, okay, given what I know I'm looking to achieve by the end of the year, how do I win the rest of the day in relation to that? So you're, again, just constantly recalibrating. And that's what this process of clarity at this point in the year is all about too. Because you might find that some of the things that you wanted to strive for at the beginning of the year, through taking action and doing some different things, that's changed a little bit. So again, that might need some recalibration. You might find that you yourself, something that I just don't be disappointed if you're looking and going, man, I didn't really get much accomplished toward what I wanted to do. Because again, this is a time to recalibrate and determine if that is still real important to you. And if it is, then again, what actions you need to take for the remainder of the year to make that happen. Now, there's a quote that I love. I'm not sure if this is by John Maxwell. This is who I heard it from, so I will quote him in saying, good leaders ask great questions. There's also another quote that I love, and I'm not sure who said this, but the quality of your questions determines the quality of your life. And I think the most important questions are the questions we ask of ourselves. So as you're going through this process at this point, asking yourself then, okay, who is it that I need to show up as to accomplish this? What new skills do I need to acquire to accomplish this? What does my mindset need to look like? And recommit to those things that you want. And again, ask yourself those questions. Who do you need to pull into your world to help you achieve those goals? Who is it that you need to gain influence with? How can you then, whether it's delegating or, again, just making a plan of attack to accomplish what you want to accomplish. And I think asking yourself those some key questions, usually typically starting with what and how, because those are really questions that move you forward. But I think there is one why question that I want you to ask and to keep top of mind as you go through this kind of process, which is, if you've identified what it is, what it means to you to win the rest of the year, what that looks like, then dig into why that's important to you. Because so much, and I know so many of you have heard this before, but when you dig in and you really identify what your why is, then it helps with that level of commitment that much more. It means that when things get tough, you are able to keep pressing through because you're committed, versus this just being like, yeah, it would be a great year if I accomplished A, B, and C. Oftentimes, if it would be great, kind of mindset, then the first time an obstacle comes up, you throw up your hands, without even realizing that that's what you're doing. But when you're committed, you press through. When it gets hard, you pick yourself up and you keep going, and you recalibrate and figure out a path forward. And so understanding what that why is behind, what it means to win the rest of the year for you is really important to help accomplish what it is you're looking to accomplish. And so I will leave you with this. There is a high performance assessment that I'm going to link in the bottom of this video that gives you an opportunity to kind of evaluate where you're at in the different areas of high performance. And there are a total of 6 of those. There's a guide that you'll also get once you complete that really just shares what those 6 pillars of high performance are, and then gives you some insights and some tips so that you can kind of help dial some things in. And it might really help you too with this process of, evaluating where you're at right now. So I hope that you find that tool useful, and choose to opt in and get that free guide as well.